Hi all, this is Dr. Monica C. Singh. Hope all of you are doing fine and are watching my videos. In this particular session, I'll be talking about writing task 1, assessment and structure. In my earlier video on IELTS writing, I have already detailed about IELTS writing, giving the specifics of task 1, task 2 and tips. So if you need those details, you can watch that particular video. But just a quick recap of the basics. Word limit for task 1 is 150 words. So you have to give your response in not less than 150 words. Then you should complete it in 20 minutes. Reason being, task 1 of IELTS accounts for 33% of the total marks of IELTS writing. Now task 2, you should be able to complete the task in 20 minutes. Reason being, the writing task 1 of IELTS accounts for 33% or 1/3 of the total marks of IELTS writing. Correct? And task 2 for 2/3. So the total time allowed is 60 minutes. So you should be proportionately spending 1/3, that is 20 minutes, in completing this task, so that you are left with a good 40 minutes for completing task 2, which is lengthy. Then this task is all about descriptive writing. Descriptive writing means that you are not required to give your opinion. So you should not be using words such as I think, I believe. This I have detailed out in my video on IELTS writing, where you can see all the tips and related matter pertaining to task 1. Now talking about the assessment parameters, how is task 1 assessed? So task 1 is assessed on 4 different criterion. Right, the very first being task response. Task response means that you should be able to answer ably in 150 words, not less than 150 words, and it checks your answer also for the kind of ideas you have put in and for the information you have given. Meaning that in 150 words, are you able to answer well? Correct. The second is coherence and cohesion. Coherence and cohesion implies that your essay should be easily readable. Then the structure should be fine and the organization in paragraphs should be good. Then the third parameter is lexical resource. Lexical resource implies that the vocabulary you are using and expressions you are using should be fine. It checks you on these 2 parameters, your usage of synonyms and various kind of expressions that you use in English language. Last but not the least is grammatical range and accuracy. This is very important because it checks you for the usage of a range of grammatical structures. Now, having talked about the assessment parameters, let me just revise task response, whether or not you are able to answer your question well in 150 words. Coherence and cohesion, whether or not your essay is in flow, your paragraphs are well formed and it is easily readable. Lexical resource, whether or not you have used a good range of vocabulary and expressions. And grammatical range and accuracy, your usage of grammar accurately and effectively. And each of these parameters accounts for 25% of the total marks. So the marking for each of them is equal. Now coming to the writing structure that we use in your task 1, the very first thing is that an ideal organization, according to me, should consist of 4 distinct and meaningful paragraphs. Okay, and a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 11 sentences. This will cover your word limit of 150 words. So we are going to write 4 paragraphs, 4 good meaningful paragraphs, and a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 11 complete sentences. Now this is how we have organized the writing structure. Paragraph 1, which is known as introduction, it should be written in 1 or 2 sentences, and it talks about, or it should talk about that it should be written in paragraph 1, which we call introduction, should be written in 1 or 2 sentences, and it should describe what the graph is about in your own word. Now see, in your own words means whatever the question statement is given, you should not copy it as such, and you should paraphrase it. To know more on paraphrasing, you can watch my video on paraphrasing. It tells you about different methods of paraphrasing and also about do's and don'ts of paraphrasing. Okay, so you have to describe in the introductory paragraph that what the graph is about in your own words, means you have to paraphrase the question statement. In paragraph 2, which is known as the overview, which can be 2 or 3 sentences, you have to discuss the common, the highest and the lowest, and the greatest and the least in the information provided to you in the form of a graph. Whatever is the graph, a bar chart, a pie chart, a line chart, a map, anything. So you have to look out for some common things in the paragraph, then highest and lowest in the diagram, and also the greatest and the least. Now coming to paragraph 3 and 4, which are known as the body paragraphs, they should be 2 or 3 sentences each, meaning paragraph 3 has to be 2 or 3 sentences and paragraph 4 also has to be 2 or 3 sentences. Now this is the part where you make comparison of major similarities and differences. Fine. In both the paragraphs, you pick up 1 or 2 areas or more areas where you see major similarities or differences, because you see the word limit is less, 150 words. You cannot go on writing about whatever you see in the graph or in the diagram. So you have to come out with comparison, meaningful comparison of similarities and differences. So the structure, let us revise again, should consist of 4 paragraphs. Correct? Then it should be a minimum of 8 and a maximum of 11 sentences. Paragraph 1, the introduction has to describe what the graph is about, and that too in your own words. The question statement has to be paraphrased here. The second paragraph, which is an overview, it discusses the commonalities, the greatest and the least, and the highest and the lowest points in the graph or the diagram, whatever you are given. Then paragraph 3 and 4, which are the body paragraphs, they should compare and contrast similarities and differences. Now when it comes to writing task 1, you are given 5 or 6 kind of diagrams. Correct? Any one of them might appear. A bar chart, a pie chart, a line diagram, a map, so on and so forth. But the most important thing to remember is the structure remains the same for all question type. So whatever is the kind of diagram or chart you are getting, this 4 paragraph structure will remain the same across all question types of writing 1. So that is all about the assessment and writing structure of writing task 1. For more information on writing section and how to write your introduction, overview and body paragraphs, keep watching more videos. Stay tuned. Thank you.